Welcome to Preschool Parade Bath Time Fun. I'm Miss Sylvia. I'm a children's instructor at the Howard County Library System Miller Branch.
Hi, everyone. My name is Miss Heidi, and I'm also at the Miller Branch of the Howard County Library System. And guess what? Along with Bath Time Fun, we are talking about rubber duckies.
Yes.
We use them a lot in the bath time, and today, actually, January 13th is Rubber Ducky Day.
Yes.
So that you can find your own special friend and have fun with them later today after our class. But we are going to start with 5 rubber duckies, of course. So let's count them together. So Sylvia and I both have 5. All right. So here we go. 1 rubber ducky. 2 rubber duckies. 3 rubber duckies. 4 rubber duckies and 5 rubber duckies. Now we have a song that we sing with them, and it's to the tune of 5 little ducks went out one day, but this is 5 rubber ducks went out one day. So here we go. 5 rubber ducks went out to play, swimming through the bubbles in the tub one day. 1 rubber duck was washed ashore, and now our duckies number 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 rubber ducks went out to play, swimming through the bubbles in the tub one day. 1 rubber duck swam out to sea, and now our ducks number 1, 2, 3.
3 rubber duckies. Here we go. 3 rubber ducks went out to play, swimming through the bubbles in the tub one day. 1 rubber duck got splashed out too, and now our duckies number 1 and 2.
2 rubber ducks went out to play, swimming through the bubbles in the tub one day. 1 rubber duck jumped out for fun, and now our duckies number 1.
1 rubber duck. Let's see what happens. 1 rubber duck went out to play, swimming through the bubbles in the tub one day. Along came a wave that splooshed him to shore, and no rubber duckies to play with anymore.
Oh boy, no more little duckies left. All righty, so should we count them just to put them back for me? You can count with me. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. There are 5 rubber ducks.
Good counting. I love that, Miss Sylvia.
Love that too. And you know what? Something else we could do is read a book that's similar. It has to do with counting rubber ducks. This one is actually called 10 Little Rubber Ducks by Eric Carle. And let's see how many we have on the front cover here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And these rubber ducks, they go on an adventure. And while they're out swimming in the sea, something happens. They start to drift apart.
Look at them.
Yeah. They start spreading apart. And along their travels, they each meet some different animal friends, right? Like this a polar bear, and this one meets a flamingo. You have to read to find out what happens at the end. Do they all meet a friend? Meet up back together? You'll have to read to find out.
They might, and Miss Sylvia, I'll be peeking at the end, and I think there's a surprise in there. Now, boys and girls, you have to listen very carefully. See if you can hear it. Ready? Can you hear that?
I think I heard something. You'll have to check.
There's a surprise in here of those 10 little rubber ducks. So make sure you read that book.
Yes.
All right, boys and girls, we are talking about rubber ducks, of course. And take a rubber duck into the bathtub. Look at this little guy. This is Love a Duck. You have to love him in there. And this is by Alan James Brown. Oh, she looks so happy with her rubber duck in the bathtub, doesn't she? Well, this little girl loves her duck, of course, and she takes him every time she has a bath. It is so much fun in those bath times. But one day, something happens. She's playing and she leaves her rubber duck on the windowsill. I think he falls out and he has an adventure. So if you want to find out what happens to Love a Duck, if he comes back or not, it is really cute, Miss Sylvia.
I really hope they
love a
find
duck.
each other. I hope they find each
really
other.
do. I hope they find each other again too.
Yeah. Well, we're going to keep talking about our rubber duckies, and we have a song. And this song is called All the Little Ducks Go Upside Down. It's to the tune of London Bridge. So I'll sing, and then Miss Heidi will sing, and we're going to take turns. So for Upside Down, I'm going to do this, but Miss Heidi has her rubber ducky friend. Here we go. All the little ducks go upside down, upside down, upside down. All the little ducks go upside down as they swim at the bottom of the tub.
Could you imagine that, boys and girls, swimming at the bottom of the tub upside down? Okay, but now we have to get our little beaks ready. Okay, here we go. All the little beaks go snap, 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 snap. All the little beaks go snap, snap, snap as they swim at the bottom of the tub.
Oh, my favorite one is next. The last thing we're going to do is their tails are going to go wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. All right, here we go. All their little tails go wiggle, 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 wiggle. All their little tails go wiggle, wiggle, wiggle as they swim at the bottom of the tub.
Yay! I hope you got some little exercise in there as you pretend to swim in the tub.
Yeah, so this book talks about getting ourselves nice and squeaky clean. Bath, and it's by Douglas Florian. And look at that little guy on the front cover. Oh, getting all nice and clean in the bubble bath. Yep.
A lot of bubbles there.
Yeah, so this book, the friends were out playing. Look at them.
Uh-oh.
So dirty. They need to get all clean because the day is done. So they get into the bathtub and they get some soap and scrub, scrub, scrub. And then the other thing I wanted to show you, a friend makes an appearance.
Let me see.
Duck. A rubber ducky goes quack, quack, quack.
Oh,
Duck's there. So you have to see what else they do to get all nice and clean. That's bath, bath, bath.
I love that, Miss Sylvia. It makes me want to take a bath right now. But you know what? Sometimes people hate baths and they don't want to take a bath. Just like my friend Pigeon. Oh, look how dirty he is. The pigeon needs a bath. But what does he say? I do not. This is by Mo Willems. And Pigeon does not want to take a bath. He argues through the whole book. And look, he even has flies buzzing around him. He's so dirty. And he's like, I don't want to take a bath. But he might meet a special friend. If you know the Pigeon books, he has a friend called Duckling. And he might meet Duckling in the bath and it might change his mind. But you need to read this book to find out. And my little pigeon friend back there too, he is nice and clean. So that might give you a hint of what happens. But The Pigeon Needs a Bath by Mo Willems.
Awesome. Love Pigeon. So if you want some ideas of things to do that can make bath time even more fun, you could check this book out. Bath Time, Math Time Shapes by Danica McKellar. She's an actress and she's a math whiz and she's a best-selling author of lots of books that have to do with counting and math and bath time and bedtime. So in this book, this little girl's taking a bath and she and her mom make different shapes all around them during the bath time. Yeah, so one of the first things that she notices, her mom's wearing a ring, and the ring is in a shape of a circle. So that's a shape she notices. And then she also starts to notice some three-dimensional shapes, some puffy shapes. And this one is her shampoo bottle, and it's in the shape of a cylinder. Yeah, Miss Heidi's holding a bubble bottle that's a cylinder also. And finally, she's getting all nice and clean and dries off. And look at that. She has a towel, and it's in the shape of a rectangle. So that's bath time, math time shapes. And you could look for lots of shapes during your bath too. Okay. So we're going to talk about some fun bath activities that we can do. Yes. So I tried to get some ideas from the book Bath Time, Math Time. So one of the things that I got was I took a sponge. It used to be a full rectangle. I'll try to show you that. It goes together like this.
I see it, yes.
Yep. And I cut it. So we have a square, right? And then we have some triangles. You can use these to clean in the bath, right? And maybe you want to paint in the bath, some paintbrushes. That could be an activity. This is a cool foam brush that has a circle on it. I like that. Last thing I found was a cup. Dip it in the water and pour it out. So much fun. I know Miss Heidi has some ideas too.
That is really fun, Miss Sylvia. When my kids were little, they could play with cups in the bathtub forever. They just had those and bubbles, and that was all they needed. So what Miss Sylvia mentioned, she mentioned the bubbles. You can blow some bubbles and have your bath time bubbles and just paint them with the paintbrush Miss Sylvia showed. And I also have something fun with the bubbles, and we're going to see together if this works. So I poured some bubbles into here, and you know what regular bubbles look like, right? And that's what they'll be in your bathtub. Well, it's not blowing right now. Get in there. There we go.
Hey.
So you can always blow the bubbles in there, but I also found some food coloring. You might have some around your kitchen to use to make cookies with, or to make different colors with things. But boys and girls, make sure it's okay with your grown-up before you use food coloring in your bathtub. They might not want it in there, okay? So grown-ups, make sure you do that. I'm gonna add some to my bubbles here, and I'm gonna make this red. You see that going in there? Can you see the red?
I see, yeah. There it is. Yeah, I can see it really well.
I'm gonna stir it up, and we're gonna see if the bubbles will turn red or not, okay? There it is, there's the red bubbles.
Oh,
one
it
popped
had a
right
little
on me. Did you
tint.
see it?
It did have a little tint.
A little bit red. They still kind of look like bubbles, but that is really fun to do if you want to try to have different colored bubbles. And one more thing to do, you might have, your mom or dad might have this around, or you can always buy some. It's called shaving cream. We need to get whiskers off, the dads do. And I'm going to shake it, and I'm going to put it in here, and we're going to pretend this is a bathtub, okay? Do a little bit for now, but you can use as much as your mom or dad says it's okay. There it is. I'm going to smear it in there. Look, and I'm just using my finger, because guess what? You can make some of the shapes in here that Miss Sylvia talked about. Let me see. I have too much on my finger now, Miss Sylvia. Use my paintbrush.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Can you see that I made a square?
Look at that square.
And guess what? When you're done, or if you mess up, boys and girls, it doesn't matter, because you can just do this and put it on the walls and make decorations, little snowflakes, or whatever you want to do. You can use a paintbrush or just use your finger. It is really fun. And guess what? Your mom or dad or grown-up who's in your house will love it, because shaving cream can clean things off too. So
Yeah.
spray it when all the water's going out of your tub, and then you just use one of your shape sponges or something and just clean with
Yep.
shaving cream. You'll have a nice clean tub. And so you'll be clean and your bathroom will be clean.
Awesome.
Fun.
Yay. That's great. So we're getting close to the end. We have time for one more song. And this one is This Is the Way We Wash Our Hands. It's to the tune of Here We Go Round the Mulberry Bush. I have a friend for this. I have a doll friend. And his name's David. And he has his washcloth for bath time. Okay. So first, we're going to do our hands. Here we go. This is the way we wash our hands, wash our hands, wash our hands. This is the way we wash our hands so early in the morning.
Good job. All right, get ready. We're pretending. Face. This is the way we wash our face, wash our face, wash our face. This is the way we wash our face so early in the morning.
All right, you know it's tricky to wash sometimes. Your toes. So David's gonna wash his toes now. This is the way we wash our toes, wash our toes, wash our toes. This is the way we wash our toes so early in the morning.
Good job. I really had to stretch for those, Miss Sylvia. All right. Some of you may think this is part of your face, but many kids forget their ears. So we're going to do ears next. Ready? This is the way we wash our ears, wash our ears, wash our ears. This is the way we wash our ears so early in the morning. And boys and girls, you can keep washing however many body parts you want to think of with that song. It is really fun. Miss Sylvia, I think we're all clean.
I think so too. And I'm sure our tubs are clean too. Our
tubs are clean. We're clean. Our rubber duckies are clean.
Yes.
Really hope you had fun celebrating Rubber Ducky Day with us. See you next time.
Bye.